So, this is not a video I ever thought I would have to make, but 2 days ago, my supplement brand Crush took a supplier to court. Not even 2 years into running the business, we've gone to court. Never something I've done before, but as always, showing the full journey behind the scenes, building Crush from the ground up. How could I not make a YouTube video about going to court? So in this video, I'm going to break down exactly why we went to court, what the experience was like, what we learned, and of course, who won the court case. So let's get into the video. Now, the backstory. About 6 months ago, we wanted to develop a nicotine-free snus pouch for focusing while working and studying. You should know what snus are. Upper deckies, they're everywhere. They're nicotine pouches that go in the gum. We wanted to develop a version that had no nicotine, just caffeine and nootropics to help you focus while working and studying. So we started the product development process, got researching, found a supplier in the UK, reached out to them, and they said, sure, this is something we can definitely help you with. We're doing it for brands in America. No problem at all. So we paid £6,000 in total to start this project. It was £5,000 plus £1,000 VAT, and we were going to get 5 rounds of product sampling. So when you develop a new product, you get rounds of sampling. You choose ingredients and dosages. They put them together, send it out to you for testing. You feed back, tweak it. You do round 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and hopefully by the end of it, you develop a product that you can bring to market. So we did round 1. Now, they were always meant to test these products before they send them out to us. That's the whole point of having a product development team. So they sent us out round 1, had caffeine, nootropics, and they did nothing, like literally nothing. They just hurt the inside of your mouth. And when I gave that feedback to them, they said, oh, sorry, we didn't have time to test them, but we'll test the next round of samples. And I was like, right, okay, that's what are we paying for then if you're not even testing the samples? I thought, right, excited to get on with this product, so let's just do it. Did round 2, they sent them out. Again, did absolutely nothing. So we changed some ingredients, reworked some dosages, sent out round 3, nothing. And at this point, they said, oh, you might have to rely on placebo. So we've gone from paying £6,000, doing 3 rounds of sampling that have been awful, and now they tell us that we might need to rely on placebo. That's not the ethos that we work by. Mum, me, not what Crush stands for. That's not the brand we've built. So at this point, we said, right, we want a refund. The process hasn't been great. We're not relying on placebo, and this should have been something that you told us from the start. If you're experts in product development, you should have been able to tell us that this product might not be possible, but instead you were super eager, enthusiastic, and the process has been shocking. So we'll take a portion of a refund. You can keep some money for your time, and we'll part ways. Now, I'm not going to mention the supplier's name. I'm not going to say any specific names, but the representative at the company said, sure, you know what? I'll talk to the founder. Let's get this done. Let's get this sorted. They came back and offered us a credit note. So they offered us a $2,500 credit note. That means we can take 2.5K's worth of products from them for free. And I said, no, we don't want a credit note. We want a refund. We need money back into the business. We're not going to be bringing out any more products with you. So he said, fair enough. That's fine. Makes sense. Let me talk to the founder of the company. 1 month went by. 2 months went by. I was chasing. They kept saying, oh, we'll come back to you by this date. We'll come back to you by this date. Never did. So I said, right. If by this date, I think it was the 31st of January, you've not come back to us, we're going to have to start legal proceedings. Now, I didn't really have time to do this, but £6,000 is a lot of money, and we weren't prepared to roll over. I spoke to Mum about it. She said we should definitely go for it. So by the 31st of Jan, they still hadn't come back to us. And that's when legal proceedings began. So I had to start filling out these documents, sending it to, I think it was like civil something. It's all online. You fill out all the documents. You pay the fee, it was a couple £100, and then you have mediation with the company. So mediation is basically where someone from the court calls you. They ask you some questions, you tell them the answer, then they put the phone down. And then they call the other company, ask them a load of questions, put the phone down, call you. It's like mediation going back and forth. The aim of this is to find a middle ground and come to a conclusion so it doesn't have to go to court. But they were being dicks. I said I was prepared to come down a little bit on the refund with what we were asking for. They kept offering a line of credit. I said no. Mediation didn't go anywhere. So it ended up going all the way to small claims court. This whole process took a few months. I had to compile all of the evidence together, use ChatGPT so much to work this out. Witness statements, evidence, all these different documents that I had no idea what they were. Put it all together. I sent them the whole pack because that's what you're meant to do. You send all of your evidence to the defendant, and then you send all of your evidence to the court 7 days before the court date. But they didn't send me anything. So I thought, okay, I've not seen any of their evidence, but I've had to show them all of my stuff. I thought that was a bit weird. Anyway, 2 days ago, the court case rolls around, Me and mum go into it together. I'll flash some stuff up on the screen. I'll show you how it went. Me and mum went together. And this was crazy because a year ago, when mum got diagnosed with stage 4 cancer, I never thought she'd be able to do anything like this again. And even though it's in court, so it's not like a happy place, it was a great memory. She smashed it, and I couldn't have done it without her. So, mum, if you're watching this, thank you. You were unbelievable. So we turned up at court. 10 o'clock is when it was meant to start. We were sat in the waiting room. They didn't even turn up. We got buzzed into the courtroom, me, mum, and the judge in there, and they hadn't turned up. Now, they were driving down from about 3 hours away. Mum thought it was unlikely they'd come. I thought, surely they're going to come, right? This is a court case. But they didn't turn up. So it was just me and mum and the judge sat in the courtroom. I had all of my evidence. He already had all the evidence because I sent it to him. He was asking me questions. My name was the main name on the document. So mum was meant to be just sat there. But he allowed her to talk. He was asking us loads of things. We were giving him lots of information. And I've got to take my hat off to this judge. He was incredibly respectful. He was kind. He was patient. And he was super professional and diplomatic. I think the level of intelligence you've got to have to read all of that evidence, understand the business, the context, what went wrong, and then apply the law to it from a legal perspective. It blows my mind how he dealt with it. But anyway, we went through the process. He could see the shortcomings of how this company had dealt with us. He said it was hard because we didn't have a contract. So we couldn't say, well, they've done this and they haven't done this, because there was no contract to reference. So he said on that basis, it was hard. But we had a little recess. We had a break. He went through the evidence. Mum and I were using ChatGPT. We basically put the whole court situation into ChatGPT, and we read some stuff out to him. And he said, look, I can see what's happened here. Based on these laws and this experience, you are entitled to a refund. I can't tell you exactly how much, but it was a significant refund. It was worth all of the faff and effort. And he also said, because this company didn't turn up, that doesn't look great on them either. Now they can still, I think it's contest or reject like the outcome of the court. But he said that because they've not turned up and they've not submitted any of their evidence, even if they do try and contest it, a judge will look at it and say, look, you didn't even turn up at court. So we got a chunk of money back. Mum absolutely smashed it. Couldn't have done it without her. She was amazing. And it was a new experience in the game, a new experience in this world of business. So moral of the story is get things in writing, get things put into a contract, and don't roll over to these big companies. Yes, they've got money, they've got power, they've got people. But if you know you're in the right and if you're being truthful, don't roll over for them. Take it all the way if you have to. Get your money back. So I hope you found this video useful. It was a crazy experience for me. I hope I don't have to go to court again. But if I do, I will be prepared to. And I'll be more prepared this time because I know what to expect. Now, if you found this video useful or insightful, make sure to hit that subscribe button because, as always, I'm showing the full journey online as we build Crush from the ground up. We're a year and a half in. Things are going crazy right now, especially on TikTok. And we've got new products in the pipeline. I promise you, we are only just getting started. So make sure to hit that subscribe button. Thank you for watching. And as always, I'll see you in the next one.